Plaintiff Milton Cox dated the defendant, and he claims after they moved in together, the defendant constantly accused him of cheating and looking at other women. But he believes she was the one cheating. Milton is suing because he claims after the defendant took his car without permission to meet another man, the car overheated and stopped working. Defendant Juana Treadwell insists she knows Milton was cheating because she caught him talking to other women on the phone. Juana does not believe she's responsible for the damages to Milton's vehicle.
Give me some background on you guys.
Well, Your Honor, I've known the defendant for about almost 2 years. We got introduced through a mutual friend, and what happened, we dated for a little bit, then about 4 or 5 months later, we ended up becoming a couple. You know, she moved in with me and everything, and in the beginning, everything was good. You know, then basically we started, you know, having problems. It became the issue to where, you know, everything, she thought that I was, you know, cheating on her or just always like looking at other women. For example, we'd go to the store, and if I was looking for some potato chips or something, and I just so happened to look down the aisle and there's a woman there, we would get into an argument over, you know, this little stuff like that. And
Why did she think you were cheating? Did she ever say, hey, I heard the woman on the phone and you told me it was a guy, or what made her think you were cheating? Did she accuse you of anything specifically?
No.
Okay.
It was just always an assumption.
Right. You all dated for 2 years?
No, we dated for about 4 or 5 months, then we became a couple. So
okay. You mean perhaps you became exclusive?
Yes.
A committed relationship in 5 months?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perhaps that's what you mean. All right. Ma'am, you want to give me some background on this?
Yes, like he was saying, you know, we was together in the beginning. It was good, but things turned south because he said he wasn't cheating, but he was. I mean, I caught him talking to women on the phone. I mean, I would come in the room. The exact
example I gave.
Yes.
And he said he was a guy.
I would come in the room and he would hang up the phone really quick, and I'd be like, well, who are you talking to? And he'll be like, oh, I was talking to my friends. I'd be like, okay, well, you hung up the phone pretty fast. You know, so I was like, you know, you were basically word cheating. And I found out that he was cheating. So.
I swear I didn't know anything about that. I swear I had no information on that.
Yes, but he was. He definitely was.
But that's exactly what I alleged, and you alleged the same thing. Sir?
Well, that's not true. I got, you know, friends and everything. People I know, women call, but I never dated them.
And she told you it sounds like you have a woman on the phone, and your response was, no, it's a guy. It's my friend.
Yes.
Isn't that what I just said happened? Yes. Now, I know you just by your looks. I know that's the type you are.
You got him right. You got him right. He's very sneaky.
I can tell when he's sneaky. I know a sneak when he get in here. Go ahead.
Yes.
So what else?
And basically, the reason why we're here today is because, like, the car situation. He's alleging that I blew up his head to his engine.
Okay.
But
let me allow him to give that. You're suing her for damaged property, $3,300. How does she owe you for that?
So what happened, I took it to the shop, and they told me that, you know, it needed thermostat. So what I did, I parked the car, and I was still going to work, so I was getting rides and everything. And while I was at work, one day, she took the car. She just kept driving it while it was hot, and, you know, the head's blown. And
how do you know?
Because she told me. She said she had to take her mom to the store. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Your mom got a car. And if that was the case, emergency, you could have called me, and I would have made arrangements to take you, you know, or have someone I know, you know, give you a ride and everything. But I think in reality, she was, you know, she was cheating on me because she, you know,
wow.
How so? What does that have to do with cheating?
Well, the person that she used to talk to a long time ago, she still had contact with that person. And sometimes we would argue, she would go and they would talk and everything, I guess about me or whatever the case was. But, you know, but I think that she was cheating.
Let's get to the car, ma'am.
Basically, like he was saying, I took the car. I did take my mother to the grocery store. At the time, she was having problems with her car. She needed a new timing belt, so her car would like make noises and stuff. And she was really skeptical about driving her car at the moment. So what I did was, he was at work, like he said, and I basically took the car without his consent because I mean, like I was living with him. Like why wouldn't I? And my mother has to go somewhere, so I took her where she had to go.
Had it been parked as a result of disrepair?
Yes.
All right, that's a good reason to ask.
Yes.
Makes sense to me.
Yes, it does. It makes a whole
sense
lot
for
of
you to
sense.
call and say, hey, I know the car isn't operating properly, and I know for some reason you haven't been driving it, and you've been on the bus, you've been getting rides, so I thought maybe I should call you before I use it.
Yeah, but I didn't think to call and ask. So I just took it because at the time my mom needed to go somewhere, so I took her where she had to go.
And so what happened?
And I guess the car started overheating when I was driving, but I didn't know it was overheating because I didn't know anything about cars at the moment.
You didn't see the smoke?
No, it didn't have any smoke.
Okay.
It wasn't no smoke. It just showed the overheating sign, but there wasn't no smoke.
Okay.
And I pulled over and I parked the car. Yeah.
You didn't know what that meant when the sign said it was over?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
I do understand now, but at the moment, no, I did not.
So you did what then?
I basically took the car, and after I got done taking my mom from the grocery store, I went back home and I parked his car. And when he came home, he said, my car is not starting, it's not working, what's wrong with my car? I was like, well, I think the needle was rising to the overheat mark. I said, I'm not sure. And then he said, okay, you blew my head to my car.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Your Honor, she's not telling the truth.
Yes, I am.
The car wasn't even at home. I had to get the car towed.
Really?
5 or 6 miles away from the house. I had to get the car
true?
towed.
That is not true.
He didn't have to
That
get
is
it towed?
absolutely not
All
true.
right. How long had he not been driving it?
He drove the car the day before, actually. But he's saying that the car wasn't working, but he just drove the car the day before I took my mom to the grocery store. That was actually the day before.
Okay.
So I really don't believe what he say.
Where had he driven it?
Probably out cheating. So, I mean, like, what do you expect from a person like him?
Okay. I don't know him. But what I do know is it's not right to take someone's property without their permission and then damage it. I do know that.
Okay.
Women call, but I never dated
And
them.
she told you it sounds like you have a woman on the phone, and your response was, no, it's a guy, it's my friend.
Yes.
Isn't that what I just said happened? Yes. Now, I know you just by your looks. I know
Yes,
that's the type you are.
You got
sneaky.
him right. You got him right. He's very sneaky.
I can tell when he's sneaky. I know a
Very.
sneak when he get in here.
Defendant Shawana Treadwell dated the plaintiff, and she's accused of damaging his vehicle after she took it without permission to meet another man.
Sir?
Your Honor, and that's another, I'm going to correct what she's saying. I'm saying I'm not the type, every time, if I'm not working, I'm at home or I'm going to the store. Other than that, I don't go out, I don't go to clubs, I
Did
don't go
you
park.
try and use the car the day before, or did you use the car the day before this incident?
Yeah, I did, Your Honor.
Where'd you go?
To go about a block away. The grocery store is about a block away. I was able to drive. The car needle didn't even reach up. But if you drive more than 3 or 4 miles, the car started getting hot. Then a smart person would pull it over and let it cool off. But then if you just keep...
a smart person who knows they have a problem with that would not drive it as you did the day before.
And get the car fixed at that.
I just drove the car to the store.
That's all it takes.
But it didn't get hot.
That's what you say. It got hot for her the next day.
Exactly, so you know it got hot for you too.
Ma'am, please be quiet.
Okay.
I just went to the store and I brought the car home and I parked it.
Did you
and
discuss it with her?
Oh, she knew, because sometime we'd be in a car.
No. What you telling me, did you tell her this?
Yes.
Did you say, you did it, and then you caused it because I only drove it up a block? And did she accept that as true?
Yeah, she was apologized. She signed a promissory note, everything.
Okay.
Here's
Let's see.
This the price of the engine, everything.
Ma'am?
I did sign a promissory note because at the time, like I said, I did drive the car, so I was liable at that time, so I did sign a promissory note.
Your Honor, she didn't have a driver's license. I was teaching her how to drive and everything. She shouldn't even been driving a car.
So that wasn't the cause of the overheating, but had you not violated the law, it wouldn't have overheated.
That's true.
You broke the law.
I definitely
agree.
agree
And
with
you breaking the law contributed to it overheating and damaging it. What do you say about this? You say you signed it because what?
I signed it because I knew I was the person that was liable for the car at the time.
Did you change your mind?
Yes, I did. Yes, I definitely.
When did you change your mind?
I changed my mind literally after we broke up. I was like, I should never signed it, you
I
know,
don't
because I
blame you.
felt. Yeah,
That's what
it
most
was after
people
we broke
do.
up, you know.
That's what most people do. They break up, and I ain't paying you nothing.
Exactly.
Where do we get the $300 from, sir?
Oh, that's from my TV.
Okay, let's talk about that. Tell me what happened with your television.
We got into an argument over the car, and she got mad. And I told her, like, you need to pay me something. And she got mad. I had some weights. She picked up a weight, and she just threw the weight, and it just right at the TV.
Brand new TV. What happened after that?
I got upset. We was arguing, and I punched the wall. I shouldn't have did that, but I was upset. It was my brand new TV.
How did it end?
We both got arrested.
You have the police report?
I don't have the police report.
You tell me what happened, man, with this television incident.
Basically, we was talking about the car. The situation escalated. It got bigger. It escalated from one thing to another. And what I ended up doing was just throwing the weight through the TV because I was upset because, like I said, he was cheating and everything else in between. I mean, it was so much stuff. It was so much drama with him. I can't even go into all the details.
Well, one thing
I did it out of anger, basically. Right. I was upset, and I did it because of I basically was hurt, you know?
That's not the only thing. She threw a champagne bottle at me. It didn't hit me, but she threw the bottle, and it busted, and then I got cut. And then what happened, I had a T-shirt on, so I wiped my T-shirt, you know, my cut, and the T-shirt had blood all over it. So we was outside, still a little bit arguing, and some people that lived the next block over seen her, and she...
Why couldn't you walk away? I know when you lose your temper it's hard, but you know...
I did. I went outside, and then she followed me outside, and we got to argue.
Okay. All right. Did he try to leave, and he went outside, and you followed him?
I was trying to talk to him, basically, about the situation.
No, talk to him. You didn't throw a brick through the television.
Here go my pictures.
Can we talk? One thing I admire about you, ma'am, you are honest. You have something that shows there was $3,000 worth of damage.
I got 3 receipts. These first 2 receipts right here, these are the price of the engine. And that's the labor. So it came up to a little bit more. It came up to a little bit more than $3,000, $3,150, but I'm just suing for the $3,000 because that's what we agreed on.
All right.
And also, Your Honor, here's the blue book, a Kelly blue book of what the vehicle was worth.
You all are both honest. You're only suing for the amount in the contract, even though it costs more.
My TV also, Your Honor.
All right, how much is that?
Yeah. It was $300.
All right,
it's on sale right now, but here go the pictures.
Let's see. You all ever go beyond this type of incident in terms of violence?
No.
All right. That true?
Yeah.
All
yes.
right. So you all need to get back together. You're two honest people.
No, I'm fine. I totally moved on with my life.
I'm too old. I'm too old for her. She just, you know, that's probably another thing.
All right, judgment for the plaintiff, $3,300. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Well, I'm just glad I can move on and get my. She's fixing my car, and I get my car. I can just move on my life, and I ain't got to deal with none of her ignorant behavior.
And what I have to say to him is you need to grow up and you need to stop acting like a child, really, because you're too grown for that. And that's basically all I have to say to him.